Welcome, everyone. My name is Gulzar Sheikh, and I am the faculty support personnel here at Jove. And along with me, we have Dr. Kariza Adamane, and she is going to share her experience using Jove chemistry video in her courses. Now, quickly, let me go over the agenda that we would have for our today's session. We'll begin with a short glimpse of Jove, what Jove is, and then we'll move on to know more about the chemistry collection, how it is put up or bifurcated or divided into different areas. Followed by that would be Dr. Adamane again sharing her experience using Jove chemistry videos for our students teaching. And then I would take you all to Joe website, giving a short walkthrough of how to create video playlist and quizzes, and then add or load to your LMS course folders. I'll also talk about briefly about a tool that will bring Joe website inside your LMS, how to access that. And eventually, yes, we'll open up session for question and answers. So if you have any questions in the meantime, you can drop into the chat. I will entertain or discuss on those towards the end, or you can, ask those questions towards the end of the session. All right. Before I actually begin talking about what Jove exactly is and what does Jove do in this arena of education, I would want to play this short video that talks about different types of chemical bonds. This is obviously an animation video, and it's a very short one. Just within few seconds, how that concept, that abstract concepts, becomes very clear for students. I just wanted to give you that glimpse.
Chemical bonds are essential for atoms to form a variety of compounds, such as salt, water, or alloys. Understanding chemical bond formation, or more specifically the attraction between atoms, will help to comprehend and predict molecular behavior. The nucleus of an atom is made up of neutrons and positively charged protons, which is surrounded by the negatively charged electrons. When two atoms come close to each other, the electrons from one atom are attracted to the nucleus of the other atom, and vice versa. Simultaneously, nuclei of both atoms repel each other, as do the electrons of each atom. When these interactions lead to a net reduction of the potential energy, a chemical bond is formed. There are three types of chemical bonds. A metal and a nonmetal, like sodium and chlorine, form an ionic bond. Metals have low ionization energies, allowing for easier removal of electrons from the atom. These electrons are readily accepted by nonmetals given their high electron affinities and eagerness to achieve a full valence shell. Therefore, the metal transfers electrons to the nonmetal, forming a cation and an anion. These charged particles attract each other to create an ionic bond. The second type is covalent bonds formed between two nonmetals, like a carbon and two oxygen atoms forming carbon dioxide. Nonmetals have high ionization energies, making it difficult to remove and transfer valence electrons from one atom to another. Hence, the electrons are shared between the atoms. These shared electrons interact with both nuclei of the bonding atoms and lower the potential energy. The last type is metallic bonding, formed between two metal atoms. Metal atoms lose valence electrons easily, forming a pool of electrons, according to the simplest electron C model. The valence electrons become delocalized over the entire metal, and the positively charged metal atoms are attracted to this pool of electrons, which holds the atoms together.
All right. Coming back to our presentation. All right. Jove actually is a video platform that consists of two major areas, research and education. And we provide research content as well as education content via these two sections. We have 18,000 plus videos that keeps on growing in our library. There are 1,200 plus videos that are published every year, and these videos are accessed by 1,000 plus subscribers all over the globe. When I say that, it attributes to around 8 million plus users worldwide, and they get 24/7 access to all of this video from our Joe library. Now, a lot of our videos, they have subtitles and closed captions, and they come in 10 plus languages. And 10,000 plus protocols have been downloaded so far. Uh, those have helped researchers, scientists, and educators replicate or simplify their technique and process inside their lab or their classroom. Now, quickly, I would take you all to Jove website, where I'll give you a quick overview of how the chemistry content is laid or put up. Before that, let's see how to create an account. That's a very quick step that takes a minute or two. Here on the top right, this is sign in. When you click on that, on this box, look for create an account, this blue text. Once you do that, this box, you need to enter your institutional email address and then hit on create account. The moment you do this, it will send you a verification email with the verification link. Make sure to hit that and fill up a small form which will ask you for password and few details. Once that is done, your account is created. Sometimes it happens that this verification email lands inside your spam or junk folder. So always make sure that you check. If you do not see that in your inbox, make sure to check that inside your junk and spam and then hit on the verification. So once you have done that, you can come back, click on sign in, enter your credentials, and then sign in button again. This is how the landing page of Joe would look. You will see your name. This means you're already logged in now. The very first thing what you can do is you can go at the bottom and under the librarian section, you can look for this keyword which says access. When you click on this access, it will show you all the content that you're subscribed to by your library. Now, since this is my account, I will see everything in color, blue or green. Blue means it's a research content, green means it's an education content. And if anything is grayed out this way, it will it will mean that you do not have access to that content. And if you want access to that content, you can just click and set up a trial for that. So this is very important to know your institution's access, and based on that, you can access, download and load that content inside your LMS course folder. Now, when you come at the top, you'll find two important sections that I was talking about, research and education. Under research, we have a lot of disciplines that puts up our content in video journal format, which is under Jove Journal and Encyclopedia of Experiment. These are very technique specific or model organism specific experiments or videos. This again is divided into animation and experimental videos. Now, if you want to, look into any specific techniques or any particular methods, if you want to replicate inside your lab, this is the place you can go and access your content. Now, another menu, which is education menu. Now, there are three sections. Let's focus on the second section that talks about four different categorization in which our content is put up. First is core, then science education, then lab manual and book. Now to understand them, I'll just try to click one by one. If I go to core, obviously there are a lot of discipline, but our area of interest today is chemistry. So I click on chemistry, and this is how the core chemistry page would look like. This core chemistry content is nothing but short animated videos of 90 seconds long, and they explain the key terms and concepts to the students in a precise manner. Now, this is how you will have the chapters listed. Most of our collection are prepared or put up in such a way that it follows most of the common course outlines. So you will see those ready chapters or topics lined up, for you. You can just pick them directly and have them loaded to your courses. Now let me click on any one of this. Let me go to gases. When I click on this chapter, this is how you see. There are two tabs on the top. One is key terms and concept. Another one is scientist in action. You also have languages. If you have international students, this comes very handy for them. They can see the content and the text on the video in their own language. A lot of our core videos even has voiceover. We are still building up for the new model, but the old one, they already have voiceover, so they can really hear those terms and terminologies in their own native language. Sorry. Now, this is how the videos, or rather the lesson under this chapter, which is gases, are put up. So every video is one lesson for us. Let me click on any one. Let's say the definition I click. It'll take you to this video page. Now, what are the important features on the video page? Obviously, you have a video player that displays or shows the video, and you have the language on the side for closed caption and voice over. You can pick up any. You have this transcript on the side. Now, this transcript is the text narration of what is going inside this video. This sometimes may come very handy for faculty if they want to mute the video, play inside the class, and go over this narration or read that narration, to the students. Just below the video,
Recall that a
let me click this video. All right. Just below the video, you'd find a few important buttons. One being embed video. Now, this is the button that we will use to embed this one particular video inside your LMS course folder. I'll come to that part in a bit. Then you have add to playlist. Let's say you want to create a playlist. Playlist means series of videos that you plan on a certain topic for your students, and you're looking for those right videos. If you find those videos, you can just click on add to playlist. Either create a playlist of your own by clicking on this create new, or if you already have, you can just put a check mark. That particular video will go inside that playlist. And this way you can keep on browsing and adding the playlist which relate to certain, or similar topics inside one single playlist to share with your students. Now, add to favorite, yes. If you feel that these could be important videos you would use at some given point of time, feel free to, clicking and adding them to favorite folders. Below the video, you have some brief text, which gives you additional insight, gives your students an additional insight about the topics or the terms those are covered inside this particular video. Now, let me go back to the drop down again. Let me go to Jove Lab Manual now. Now in Lab Manual, I click on Chemistry. Now here we do not have chapters, we have experiments. This is how all the experiments are put up or presented for you. If I click on, let's say, scientific measurements and lab skills, now every experiment comprises of 3 videos. One is conceptual videos. This is for reinforcing the concept before the student come inside the lab. Now, lab manual videos are very student-centered, where they actually come inside the lab and perform those experiment to see the result that has, come out of this. Now, another video, the very first one, this is the instructor prep video. Now, this comes very handy and useful for the instructor or the lab coordinator manager who would want to know about certain things before setting up that experiment. Here you have the list of materials, which is downloadable and printable, and help them to set up the lab before the students actually arrive, to try their hands on. So they have their entire setup guide here, how to go about setting up. In some experiments where the observation and the inferences needs to be recorded, we also have downloadable tables, which you can find on this page. You can download and share with the students wherein they can record their observations so that they would know what exactly, what outcome they're working towards. Finally, the last video is the student protocol. This actually guides students that how they should conduct themselves and handle apparatus or perform this particular experiment inside the lab. So getting this know-how before they actually lay their hands on the actual experiment is very helpful for the students. So as far as the video features are concerned, we have those same options, the same buttons below. And when we play, we have the speed. If you want to slow down on a certain technique, you can very well do that. And yes, closed caption if they want to really read in their own native language on the screen itself. Let me go to education again, and let me go to Jove book now. So far, we have only begun with chemistry. Now, this looks very similar to core. Now, the difference here is this could be a replacement for your traditional textbook that you recommend or ask your students to follow. Why do I say that? Because when I click on any chapter, let's say I'm clicking on this very first chapter. Here, you surely have the video, which is the Edge of Joe. We have videos for every topic. Below video, you will find very comprehensive text. Now, this gives an idea to the students that this is nothing but a digital textbook for them. So not only text, you have figures, representations, you have solved problems also. Let me go to this one, dimensional analysis. So this is one chapter, and under that chapter, you have a lot of subtopics which are covered as it gets covered in a traditional book. Let me come to the last one, which says dimensional analysis. See, when I scroll, you have the relationships, the numericals, the tables, the solved problems. So that's why I was telling it can be a replacement to a traditional textbook where student will get whole lot of information which is covered in detail. Yeah. So this was just one topic. Now, another thing is the key term section here, which you would obviously find in traditional textbooks, where they explain what does that particular keyword means. And this comes very handy because a lot of the time student gets confused or mixed up between these key terms. Another part is key relationships. Whatever relationship are required or used in this particular chapter would be listed here for the students. For a quick recap, and then the chapter exercises, every section or every subtopic inside this chapter would have objective exercises put up here. So all of them is here, and the answers to these exercises could be found. You could message me and that PDF would be sent to you. We did not put that on the website because we did not want the students to download that. So that could be sent across to you separately. Now, appendices, obviously this is very important section if you want your student to go and look into any additional thing beyond what is already covered inside the textbook. So here, this is the area which gives a lot of comprehensive, in-depth knowledge and understanding for the students. Now, this is basically covering the entire book. So you would see a lot of option. Let's say they want to know they should be knowing the essential mathematics, to conduct a lot of numericals, which are presented in different chapters. So this is where they would know or would understand, that particular basics. Now, very important aspect here is scientist in action, which I have also shown you in core, the second tab. What does this do? Now, all the videos, these are abstract, more or less, abstract topics which students learn, and they try to figure out why we are learning this, where this could be used. So this scientist in action builds that connection or correlates that all of these topics that you're learning in this particular chapter, they are used by scientists either on the field or inside the lab setup. And there is a connection, and these are required, topics or learnings that they need to be do, which could be helpful in real life. So that was about book. Now the last section here is science education. Now science education, Let me click on chemistry again. Now, these are completely experimental videos, very practical, focused, practical oriented videos. Let me take to one of this, let's say general laboratory technique. Now here, if I click on, let's say solutions and concentrations, this particular video, this is slightly longer than the lab videos or the core videos that we see. They usually run from 7 to 10 minutes and they are divided into chapters. Here again, we have languages for subtitles. So these chapters are nothing but the segments. If you want student to focus on any particular segment of that video, you can guide them and ask them to go or visit that particular section inside that video. Now you also have textual support given here. You have a navigation where you could see everything from overview to principle to procedure, results, and transcript, all of that. And if they want to do a translation, that provision is also there to read, because this is little comprehensive explanation about everything that is going on inside this video. And how to embed this video, here is the button. I'll come to that part again when I'll take you all to the LMS embedding or loading part. Now adding to the playlist, same process as I had shown. Now under this education, you can directly go to chemistry. And when I click on chemistry, it'll show you all the content that we offer under chemistry. So you'll have core, you have lab manual, science education, you'll have book. Core organic chemistry is also there with us, and you can see this core analytical chemistry. This is an upcoming collection which will be released, in next quarter. So organic chemistry, just a quick glimpse. It is also put up in that same fashion, all the chapters, and every chapter has video lessons inside this. Now let me stop sharing. And I would like to call upon Dr. Kariza Adamane. She is going to share her experience using these chemistry videos in her classroom or lab settings. So, Dr. Kariza, over to you.
Are y'all able to see my PowerPoint screen?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, and I'm excited to share some of my experience implementing these Jove videos in my chemistry course. I wanted to start out actually by giving you a little bit of background about myself, my institution, and the students that I work with. So that way you can see some motivation and rationale for why I've set up things the way that I have for my courses. So as he said, I am Carissa Adamane, and I am an instructor at Central New Mexico Community College. I've been teaching chemistry here for about 8 years. Our college offers your typical array of community college level chemistry courses. We have our Intro to Chem series. We also have our Gen Chem series for majors. We also offer Organic 1 and 2, both the lecture and lab courses at our institution. And over the years, I've had the opportunity to teach just about every chemistry course we offer here due to our departmental needs. So I've tried to implement Jove videos in every single one of these different levels and types of courses. Our institution is located in the southwest region of the United States. We are located in the central part of New Mexico, hence the name. We are located in Albuquerque, and we have several campuses that span the metro area, and we typically serve on average about 18,000 students. For our chemistry lectures, we typically have a max of 48 students, and then our labs are usually half that amount in our enrollment. Just like most community colleges, we do serve primarily a part-time student population. Most of our students have other obligations, so they have split attention for their time. As far as the demographics of the students that I teach, the vast majority of our students are Hispanic or Latino. About a quarter identify as white. We also have about a 6% American Indian or Alaska Native population, and then the remaining percentages come from the other remaining demographics. We do offer a lot of different degree programs. We have our technical programs, trades, business, arts, but primarily our students are seeking some type of medical related certificate, degree, pre-med, pre-health sciences program that they are searching after. So most of our students will take a chemistry course at some point because they do need it as a prereq for whatever their medical program is. Like many of you in the audience, I actually found out about Jove by attending a webinar about it. In fall of 2020, our library sent out a mass email saying we have acquired Jove as a resource. Come check out a webinar for a demonstration of the product. I don't know if you all remember what was happening in 2020, but we were all scrambling to get online and get our courses transferred to an online environment. And I had never taught online at that point, so I didn't have very many resources. So I was looking for something that I could do to support my students. And so I hopped on this webinar. I was captivated by what they offered. I'm pretty sure I sent them my syllabus the very next day. They had the courses, videos for my courses, and I implemented them immediately the next semester. And I haven't looked back since I have found this as a resource. And so my goal today is to hopefully demonstrate some very simple ways for you to utilize Jove video resources in your courses as well, whether you are teaching lectures or labs, the organic series, your major series, or doing your intro series for your videos. And again, I hope that you can find a way that this will be useful for you in your context for your students. The reason I consistently use Jove in my courses is because of how consistently reliable and accurate the information that they are presenting. I know no matter what video I choose from Jove, it's going to tell my students what they need to know. It's going to work every time that I have gone to it. And I know that they are going to get the information that they need. As you saw in the videos and the timestamps, these are very short, simple, and engaging. They're not just mindlessly listening to me give a talk about something. They have the great animations that are engaging coming in and out of the screen. And then because my students are very busy with their personal lives, the short, simple videos are very helpful and they actually watch them instead of giving very long videos. This really helps. And then our institution actually has a way to easily integrate into our learning management system. We do use Brightspace here at CNM, and it is a simple drop-down menu, as you can see on this screenshot I've taken of our learning management system. I just have to scroll down into our existing activities, find my Jove tool, and I can upload a video into my LMS in 2 to 5 minutes, depending on my distraction level in the moment. But it's very simple for me to get a video added to my course in a reasonable amount of time for my students. As far as which courses, as I mentioned, I do use Jove in literally every course that I teach, whether it's my intro lectures or labs, whether it's my Gen Chem 1 lectures or labs. We also offer a supplemental Gen Chem support course, and I've utilized the videos there as well. The way they have it organized on this page is just very easy to find exactly what you need for whatever course you are doing. There are the protocols, the book, and all of that, but primarily what I use Jove for is their videos. I use primarily in 2 ways. As a preparation tool for my students, so I give them something to do with the videos before they come to my class. And then I also use it as a supplementary tool to bolster some of the other content that I have in my courses already. So what I want to do is show you practical ways of how you could do this in either as a prep tool or a supplementary tool so that you can see how you can start using these videos effectively in your courses as well. So when using Jove as a prep tool, usually what I do is I go through and go through the videos and select very specifically what I want the students to watch before they come to my class. And then I have some type of activity based on the videos. And so in this screenshot, I have an example of the 2 videos that I chose for the redox reactions. And then I have the assignment that I want the students to complete after watching the videos. And this assignment is just an example of things I do, but I alternate between quizzes, usually very short, 5 questions or less, sometimes fillable notes, sometimes guided notes, just depending on what I feel the students need for that particular topic. And so for this particular activity, I can show you what I've done. So the pre-class assignment here, I give them instructions on what video to watch. It's directly above my my assignment in my LMS so they can find it immediately. And then I have very guided instructions in terms of what I want them to look for, what I want them to type in. And I allow my students to do this digitally, handwritten, just depends on what your preference is, but I do give them the instructions in terms of what I want them to pull out from the videos. I usually give more direct instructions like these beginning of the semester when they are trying to figure out what they're doing and how to actually utilize the video and watch the videos. But as time goes on, I'll show you a couple of examples of how I give less direction on what notes to actually take while they're watching the video, if I do require it as a prep tool. As far as time-wise, as detailed as you want to make your instructions versus not, you can really have some less time-consuming activities or more time-consuming activities on your part, depending on how much instruction. So this one, I think I used the transcript that was shown in the demonstration. And so I can go through and read the transcript and type up my questions as I go. So that way I can make this activity. I did that for the second video as well, but this time I just said I want them to write the rules out and then explain what was happening through the example. So again, integrating the videos and having a very specific focus for my students. This way, when we go through the activities in class and want to go through things, they've already heard the rules, seen what a redox reaction is, and I don't have to spend time in the class going over some of these. And then this one here is an example of something later in the semester where I just have kind of a cheat sheet that I want them to develop, which is more like guided notes. So if they were to go through and watch the videos, what are the main points that they need? And so I want them to put together their reference sheet and make it something they want to use and able to use. And then this is just an example of guiding questions that if a student needs direction, they can go and say, okay, this is what I should be pulling out of the video for this. And then on this, I also wanted to point out something I've started doing is advertising the amount of time the video is. I think that's one thing that is a very big benefit of Jove is the shortness or how efficient they are at relaying the information. So my students can see clearly that this is a 3-minute video. If I require them to take notes, it's a max of a 10-minute activity. If they're busy with lots of things, they can sit down while they're doing other things in their personal life, or they can say to themselves, I have 10 minutes. This is not a huge undertaking for me to take notes while I'm watching this video. And this activity here probably takes me less time to put together than the previous one, just because I'm just giving them a bulleted list of things I want them to pull out. Another example I have here is how I've used quizzes in my Brightspace shell in order to do this. Jove does have their own quizzes, but I had a very specific idea of what I wanted to do here, and I felt confident building my own quiz in my LMS at this point, so I went ahead and did that. So again, I have the video with the directions, and then I have the activity with the quiz that they can complete. And so I have the 2 activities or the 2 materials right there that they would need for this particular activity. And I would say this one, since I felt fairly proficient at using the Brightspace shell at this point. This quiz did not take a significant amount of time to put together either. Again, it just depends on what you feel you would need to do for that. And so all of these examples I've shown you so far are things that I would do maybe weekly, bi-weekly, not every class, but just for specific topics. And I also did very targeted approach as to what videos and when I wanted them to watch them and what activity, so they weren't doing the same thing every week and it just became some tasks that they were trying to check off, but some variety here. Now I'm going to show you how I've used Jove as a supplementary tool, so maybe just a way to allow students to utilize them in their own way for their own time. So here is an example from my Gen Chem 2 lab course where we did an experiment with Le Chatelier's principle and equilibrium. So the first two things I have on this screenshot are the reading that corresponds to the experiment. And then we have something called a student planning template, so students can actually type in and submit this as their lab report, so to speak. And so the bottom three that say the external learning tool are the 3 Jove videos that I added to this. And so the students can do the reading in theory, also access the lab report that they would fill out, and then they have the 3 videos there. I don't have them as required in my shell, but they're more there for students to be able to use if they need to for the lab content. And so these videos specifically are the theory side that correspond to the examples that we were shown earlier. This is an example that I use for my Organic 1 lab. So this is specifically coming from that lab manual showing the students the techniques for the experiments. As we know, when students get into the organic lab, the glassware is weird to them. They have no idea how to manage it. It looks different, it feels different. So these videos I really like so they can observe the experiment before coming in. Even if I don't use the exact same protocol that is demonstrated in the lab manual video, it gives students a great idea of how to access the lab manual or access the equipment, what they're looking for, and how to kind of get things set up. And then this is an example from my Intro to Chem lecture. So my non-majors, usually I have the some type of module or folder in my LMS that is titled Additional Resources. And so anytime I notice that my students need something or they're consistently missing something, or it's obvious to me that they need some supplemental material, I will pop in resources there for them. This particular example, my students were really struggling with the naming. So I took the 2 minutes into my LMS, found my Jove resources, popped 2 videos in there, and then I had a worksheet that I had used from previous semester that I could pop in there with the videos. So it was a really quick way for me to add those resources in there. And so those are just some examples of how I supplement both lecture and lab with a variety of the resources, as well as using it as a prep tool. One of the most important things is what our students actually get out of it. And if we're spending our time on providing them with something, it's really important to know if it's actually useful. And so this is just some anecdotal feedback that I've gotten from students. So particularly in labs, students have found that the videos that I posted in the lab also helped them with the lecture content. So I was kind of doing double duty with those more theoretical videos that were supplied. Another comment that they give is when I do use the videos for the note sheets, it was a great way to help them organize information and help build study skills, because we tell students, oh, watch the video, do this activity, but a lot of times they just don't even know what they should be doing while they're doing it. And so having these short clips with the animations that are engaging and then a guided activity, they were able to really pick out and pay attention to what they were doing, which leads to my next comment was that when I was talking with students, working with students, they would actually reference the videos. Oh yeah, I saw that in Jove, or I saw that in the video you posted, or I remember that from that, or this looks like that video. And so I not only are they watching them, but it's sticking to the point where that they are able to reference them. Another thing I did was to see if that these were actually helping my students is I pulled a report from my Brightspace page to see what content the students were actually accessing. And so in that Gen Chem 2 lab, I had that screenshot at the beginning with the background reading and then the videos. And so what I observed is that while the background reading was there, it was a hit or miss that students actually did the reading, but the students consistently accessed the videos. And then in other courses, I've posted other resources as well, but the videos that are being posted from Jove are being accessed regularly and consistently by students when other things are not. And then another telltale sign is that if I didn't post a video, they're asking me for more. And so that's a great demonstration that the videos are helpful to the students and things that they would like to have more of or utilize. So I know we've seen a lot of things today, both from the walkthrough of what Jove has to offer, as well as through my slides. So if you're sitting out there and you're like, okay, what should I do or how should I move forward? These are some suggestions that I have. I feel like what I've done is very simple in terms of the implementation. And that would be my suggestion for you as well. There are a lot of great things out there, but just start simple. Choose targeted activities, choose targeted videos that you actually want to start with, and then build up from there. You don't have to just use convert your whole course overnight, but just start simple. If you do want to help or build your course overnight, they will help you do that because they're very helpful at Jove. But start simple, choose what you want. And then for our institution, the LMS integration has been one of the best ways for me to quickly add these to my videos. Or add these to my course shell. So if you are able to use your LMS integration, whatever that looks like, if you can get that drop-down menu. The embedding does not take very much time either, but that integration has really made it a very smooth way for me to add those. So with that, I will pass the mic back over. Thank you for your attention. And then if you have any questions, we'll take those at the end and I'd be happy to answer.
All right. Thank you very much, Professor. Now, let me quickly share my screen again. All right. Now this Jove content or Jove resources, they're highly compatible with a lot of well-known learning management system. You could see these 4 prominent ones, which are Canvas, Moodle, Blackboard, and Brightspace. I will give you a quick walkthrough on how this could be seamlessly, added to your course content. But before that, I have come back to this website again, Jove website. There is this red text which says Faculty Resource Center. I was talking about playlist. Now, on this page, the Faculty Resource Center, you will find 2 or 3 important sections, the first, second, and third one. The first one, it talks about the common courses that usually we use at a lot of our institutions. And here are the playlists which are already mapped to those common course topics. And the second one is the textbook. If you are referring to any textbook, be it OER, the Open Education Resources, or widely used, common textbooks, all of those are mapped here with the videos from our library. And the help to load those content is provided here in this third section. Let's say if I click on chemistry, the common courses which are mapped here, and I click on any one of this, let's say physical chemistry, this is how you'll see how a playlist is prepared and is put up here. It'll have sections, subtopics, and all the relevant content. This particular content is picked up from core, from science education, lab, or sometimes, chemistry journal articles, which are very process or procedure oriented. So whatever the flow of topic should be under this particular course has been already created by a subject matter expert and put up here on our website. So yes, if you feel that you have a very common course that has been taken by a lot of your students, so feel free to visit to this Faculty Resource Center and look for one under this section. Now going back, another one textbook, if I click on chemistry, you will find all the major or widely accessed or utilized books on here. And if you see that your book is here, feel free to click on that. Let's say I'm clicking on this particular textbook, which is Stroh's Intro Chemistry, Pearson. This is how all the chapters inside this is already arranged in the form of chapter playlist. Let's say if I click on chemical reaction and your playlist is ready, always make sure that you're logged in, you see your name, then only you will see the download CC button. Because with this button, only you can download this playlist and then load inside your LMS. So every chapter is a ready playlist for you. So feel free to use any of those relevant chapters for yourself or for your students. Again, going back to that same page, faculty resource. The third one, if you click, you will get help and support. Whatever online or digital platform you're using or LMS you're using, you can find that. The guide is here and you can help yourself load those content. If you feel that this is too much or complicated, feel free to drop me a message and I'll connect with a dedicated curriculum specialist, which we have it here, and they would be able to connect with you and help you out in no time. Let me come to one of the LMS. For demonstration purpose, I have chosen these four common. I'll quickly go over them. This is Canvas LMS, and let us see how to get that entire playlist from the website inside your LMS course folder. So let's say, as I've already told you, you go into any of them, click on any of the playlists, hit this download CC button. The moment you do, it'll download a small downloadable file, LMS compatible file that will get downloaded. You don't need to open that. Come to your canvas, look for the settings option at the very bottom. Once you click on that, on this page, on the right hand side, you look for import course content. After hitting this, it will show you this page. From the drop down, choose common cartridge package, click on choose files, and let's say I've downloaded acids and bases chapter. This is what I want to bring in here. I choose that, I say open, you can see the name here. And this is the last option, which is all content you need to choose before you hit the import button. When you do that, it'll run a process, a short process of few seconds. And this is where you can see that it's showing the notification it's running. And once it shows completed, you can go back to your modules and see how all the videos, be it 15, 20, or 30, all of them have come in here in maybe a minute or two. So it's done. I close. It will always appear at the bottom of your module page. So this is where that entire chapter acids and bases have come. I'm sure you all know this, how to publish and unpublish. So you can unpublish from here for the time being. All right. And also, if you feel that there are a few videos which are not relevant to you, you can come, either move, hide, or delete them from here. And from here, this can act as a repository. Whatever week-wise breakup or topic-wise breakup that you create on this page, these videos could be shifted or transferred to that particular folder and can be published for your students then. So this is how you get the entire playlist inside your LMS. Now, how to get, let's say if you are interested in just one particular video, let's say, if not from chemistry, maybe some other collection wherein you just need one or two videos. So how do you get that? Let me take you back to the website, and I go to, let's say I go to biology, and under biology, we have basic biology. Now here we have two very important collections. One is general laboratory technique and one is lab safety. These two could be really used for any discipline wherever lab is involved. So if I go to general laboratory technique, here you could see that how to handle equipments and apparatus. Let's say this one, how to make solutions. in the laboratory. So you come to this part and then you hit on embed video. It'll take you to this page. There are two buttons. If you want the video to appear inside or on the page itself, in your LMS, we choose this. But if you want this to appear as a link, you choose this. And when you choose this, your student would not have to log in. They will get unrestricted access, whether they're inside or outside the campus. So I hit on this copy embed. It'll show you it's already copied. Coming back to your Blackboard, under build content, you will look for items. And here on this page, I just give the name like GLT, General Laboratory Technique. And if this is collapsed, here is the ellipse on the very right corner. Click on that and look for the angular brackets. When I click on that, you'll get the source code, right click and paste, because that's already copied from the website. I click on save. The video immediately gets dropped here. Whatever settings you want to choose from here within, you can do and click on the submit button. So when you do, this video is here inside your folder, and this could be shared with the student. So the difference between single video embed and the entire playlist or common cartridge rather is the common cartridge will give you, let me come back to this. Let me, click on, let's say pH scale, and I'll show you the difference. Here you will get to see the video as well as the entire text that you would otherwise see on Jove website. So getting a common cartridge gets everything along with that. But if you're embedding a video, it gets only a video, single. So whatever your need or requirement is, accordingly, you can use either of it. Now, Jove also has quiz content, as we discussed. How do you access that quiz content? It's here under education. When you click on quizzes, you have, you will come to this and you'll see we have a comprehensive quiz library, which means all the chapter ready quizzes are there. You can go to my quizzes is your dashboard. Once you start creating, you could see all of those coming here. Create new quizzes. This is our ready quiz library. From this, you can choose any of your relevant collection. Here, let's say I'm choosing this core chemistry, and I want something from atom and element. You can just click on add to my quizzes. You can see there are 22 questions. All the videos, ideally a chapter has 10 to 12 videos. So all of those videos have three relevant questions in form of MCQs. All of those would be added to your my quizzes. Let's say I've already clicked. I wanted something on periodic table, and I come to these three dots, the ellipse. Here is the button, download LMS uploadable SCORM file. So this is the format it gets downloaded. Once it gets downloaded, again, you go back to your LMS. This time I'm going to Brightspace. You click on add existing and look for this SCORM option. So when you say SCORM, it will give it this pop-up or this box. Click on bulk upload. And from this cloud icon, choose the file, which we downloaded just now. So you choose the file and you click on next, and eventually it will get dropped here on your content page. So this is how it will look. It will create a section on this page where you'll have video on the top, and below the video, you'll see all the relevant or related questions. So this is how your students would see the video. Video will play as it would play, inside your common cartridge or on the website. And then the questions below that. So once they are done, they can hit on the submit answer. And if you already have the Grade Center or Gradebook set up inside your LMS, it will automatically get connected, and whatever rubrics or whatever point or marking system you have set, it will assign those, to your students. So now these were the three ways, you can have the entire playlist. As we have seen in the common cartridge form, we can have a single video by using embed code button, or if you want videos with questions or assessments, we have Jove quiz where it will get video and the questions along with that. That would come in a SCORM format. Now, the last one is LTI. LTI is not provisioned in all the institutions, but that comes, free with our subscription. So if you feel that LTI is really useful and important for you, just drop me an email. I can, have you connected with the LTI personnel here who can talk to your LMS admin. And in 2-3 days time, it'll get provision. And what will happen once that is done? For this, I am giving you a demonstration in Moodle, our last LMS. Here you just turn it on, and this is common. Everywhere you'll find that option. So I just go to add activity. It'll be in your external tool. And in the drop down, you will see Jove LTI 1.3. It is here. I choose that and I give a name to that. I say select content. Now this is how you will see a miniature form of the Joe website. Let's say if I want to include either the entire playlist or entire quiz or a single video. So if you click on video, this is how it will be shown up. I go to chemistry. This time, let me go to core organic, and I want something on this covalent bonding. There are a lot of, I just choose the very first one. So you click on this plus sign, you'll see one video selected. So this is done. You click on submit and it is chosen. All the settings are left as is, and you just click on save and display. So this gets added to your course. This is how your student would see. So this way you do not have to go to the website or copy or download anything directly from your LMS course folder or the options. You choose LTI, Jove LTI, and choose whatever single video, entire playlist, or entire quiz, and entire video gets dropped here. So this is like a page how you'd see on the website. That entire thing gets replicated here inside your LMS. All right. So I would like to, stop sharing and finish off by few statements like, I mean, you have seen that we have playlists which are readily, mapped, and also the books which are readily mapped. And there are various ways or techniques to embed content inside your LMS. If you feel that these could be, too much, overwhelming, time consuming, feel free to drop me a message. I'll connect with you with our curriculum specialist, and they can help you locate the right content and help you load the content, in few minutes or so. If you want to get your syllabi mapped, or if you have any textbook that you do not find on the website, feel free to drop the name, the edition, the author, and we can have those, mapped for you. So with this, I would want to, firstly thank our guest speaker, Dr. Kariza. That was very insightful. The content that she shared, the way she has used Jove videos or content in different form for the best of students' comprehension or grasping abilities. That was really interesting to hear and to um, and to understand from her how we can have our course design in such a commendable way so that our students get what actually we intend for. So now I would want to open up this session for any question and answers you all have. Feel free to ask those either to me or to Dr. Kariza, and we would do our best to give you the best answer. All right, let me go through the chat and see if there's any questions. All right. How do I check which videos I have access to? Um, Remember at the very beginning, I had shown you that once you log in, if you go at the bottom under the librarian section, you'll find access. When I click on that, you would see all the resources put up, which would be either in blue or green. So whichever is blue and green, that means you have access to. Whichever you see in gray, that means your library does not subscribe to that. And also when you click on any of the video, if you see sign in, which means, or if you see a preview or it does not let you see that video, if you're logged in after that, that means you do not have access to. Otherwise, if you're logged in and if you try to access any video that falls under your subscription, you would have full access, and also your student would have access to those videos. All right. Next one would be, hold on, let me scroll and see. The next question is, Dr. Kariza, this is I think this is for you. Um, this is on closed caption. Did closed caption add value to your course content and how?
I think having the closed caption option is valuable for anyone. Um, and I think it would be helpful for the accessibility version of things. If your student needs to read as they follow along, the closed captioning is definitely helpful. Or, like Gulzar said in the beginning, you can mute and just read as you're going on. So if my students were sitting somewhere and they weren't able to access the actual audio, and they just read along as the video went, it definitely can add value to just the utility and accessibility of the tools.
All right. Thank you very much, Professor. All right. Another question is, can Joe videos or the playlist copy to another course folder inside the LMS? So yes, they could be copied from one course from, let's say, one semester or term to another course which is in another semester or term. Um, Dr. Kariza, I mean, have you tried this? I mean, it would be good, if you could share this, if you have tried this aspect with the audience.
Yes, absolutely. So for some of my courses, once I have the video set up, when I import to the next semester, all the videos come through. I don't have to worry about re-uploading the videos. Just like any other course content, it comes through. So it works swimmingly. It'll show up. You just have to change your due dates. As you saw on some of my slides, my due dates were passed on the course, and that's what I would have to update for that course.
Great. Thank you very much. Another one. Does student need to create job accounts to access these videos? Um, as I've shown, on the website, if you're logged in and then you download or pick any content, be it single video or the entire playlist or the quiz.com folder, if you're logged in and then you download that content and add to your LMS course folder, then no, your student would not have to log on to anything. They would get unrestricted access wherever they are. But if you just drop a link, then when that link is clicked, they'll be taken to the Joe website where they would be asked to log in. So always make sure whenever you're copying any content from Job, you are always logged in. Or the other way, which is LTI, which has to be provisioned firstly. If it is provisioned, then it takes away all that hassle, seamlessly then and there inside, from your course folder itself, you can add the content.
And I would
Okay.
just like to add on to that. I have never had my students make an account ever. I've never even told them that they need to get a Jove account. Unless they ask me, oh, can I have more videos? Then I'll tell them that this account exists. But everything I give them is directly through the LMS. They don't have to go to a separate website. They don't have to log in anywhere. And I think that's another major benefit of the ease of access for this. It's in my shell and they can access it 24/7 through there. No account, no password needed.
Wow, I mean that's very nice to hear. Thank you very much for that. All right. I think there are more. Um, this is on quiz. I think this is for you, Dr. Kariza. In what form you have used Joe quiz, graded or ungraded? I think I remember you said you have not used Joe quiz so far, right? But you create your own quiz. So actually, this is what question was asking.
Yes, I haven't used the Jove quizzes yet, but that is something on my list of things I want to maybe implement because it is so easy to add it to the video. I just haven't taken the time to do that yet.
All right, not a problem. Thank you for sharing that. Uh, Another one is, what is the turnaround time if I want to, map my syllabi or the book that I refer to? Um, for syllabus, ideally in 2-3 days time, we, come back and we prepare. based on all the topic or the flow that you have provided inside your syllabus. And for book, because book is very comprehensive, that has so many chapters, the table of content itself is very comprehensive. So minimum 1 week's time we take to come back with all the chapter ready playlist for your review or maybe for embedding them. So for syllabus, it would be 3 days, and for book mapping, it would be minimum 1 week's time. And how to get that? Yes, feel free to drop me a message. I will forward that to your curriculum specialist, and that would be taken care of, from there. All right. And I think this I have already answered, but I'll just reiterate this. I mean, someone is asking, what if I don't see the playlist which is aligning to my course or any book that I'm referring to? As I've said, feel free to send your syllabus or give me the name of the textbook, the authors, and the edition, and if possible, the TOC, the table of content, and I will have that forwarded to curriculum specialist or the subject matter expert team, and they will have all the chapter ready playlist prepared for you, and which could be forward to you for your review, or maybe direct embedding or loading inside your courses. And I think that's all on question and answer front. Okay, there is one last, sorry. Is this a subscription-based business model, or it is per use or per seat? Now, I mean, this is more of sales related question, but I would, try answering this. There are two business model we follow. One is, library model, where library already have subscription in place and everybody can use. We also have, faculty-based model, which we say faculty adoption model, where if a faculty is interested, in sharing content with their students, they can adopt for that model. And if you need more option, I I can see your email address and name. What I'll do is I'll ask the account manager or the sales rep get in touch with you and make you understand and explain, more on the faculty adoption model. Otherwise, the standard model is the library sales model, where your library has already purchased these resources and you just have to use it readily. All right, I think that's all on question and answer front. And the comments that I see are are really nice and very kind. Thank you very much for sitting through and listening to what we had to share with you all. I hope this was a very useful session for all of you all. And once again, I would like to thank everyone who has been part of this, making some time out of your busy schedule. More importantly, our guest speaker, Dr. Kariza Ademane, coming in and sharing such insightful information with all of us, which is really going to be very helpful, as and when we plan our courses in chemistry. So once again, thanks and have a good time. Bye bye.
Thank you.